What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Frankie Bones, and in today's video we are going to be recapping the Yankees and Angels series. The Yankees continue to win. They're the only team in the MLB to have not yet lost a series. They improved to 5-0-1 in terms of a series record and 12-7 overall. We're going to be breaking it down game by game, talking about some key takeaways from the series, and ultimately wrapping up with a little bit of a preview against the Toronto Blue Jays to wrap up our homestand. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to drop a like, comment down below what you guys thought of the series as well. And if you guys are new, please feel free to subscribe. Tons of more Yankees content coming along the way, with recaps after every series and special videos here and there throughout the season. So we'll start things off with Game 1, which was on the 18th. The Angels end up scoring 5, Yankees 2. So the Yankees drop another Game 1 loss. So difficult to see, but they continue to come back in the series. First, talking about the Angels, Shohei Ohtani homers in the first inning. They end up having a strong performance from their bullpen throughout the game, and ultimately were able to close out the Yankees. Mike Trout goes 2 for 4 and scored a run. But flipping over to the Yankees side, Clark Schmidt continues to struggle in his starts. All these years the Yankees have been looking to Clark to be a back-end rotation guy to supplement people they bring in through the trade market and big key free agents, but he continues to not live up to that spot. He struggles with location. He's getting hit hard, sort of losing the identity of his pitching style, in my opinion, trying to develop this cutter, which, in my opinion, just doesn't really make a ton of sense, especially in the Matt Blake system. The cutter has really been the one pitch that has eluded a lot of pitchers, and even a great pitcher like Garrett Cole tried to go to the cutter and just didn't really fit in his mix, and I think that Clark Schmidt needs to sort of rotate off of that pitch, go back to that money curveball that ultimately he was so heralded for, and try and switch up his mix, because he's not giving the Yankees a lot of length, and I think that overall it is harming this rotation. Also, again, another slow day for the Yankee offense. Only 4 hits today. You do see duds, and today was one of them. So Game 1 goes to the Angels by a score of 5-2. Moving on to game number 2, which was on the 19th. The Yankees take this game 3-2 and tie up the series heading into the rubber match on Thursday. Johnny Brito rebounds his form and pitches pretty well. I thought he probably could have gotten through 5, but ultimately I think it was the right decision to go to Kinger in that spot. But talking a little bit about Brito, 4.1 with 1 earned run. Thought he pitched pretty well and was sort of back to that form that we saw over the first 2 starts. I think that this could be important for the team as we continue to get healthy. Severino and Carlos Rodon should be on the mend, more and more looking like early May for both of these guys in terms of their return. So I think that he's been a good back-end piece for the Yankees at the beginning of the season. Michael King, like I mentioned, came on pretty strong to follow up Brito. He went 2.1, 0 earned runs, 4 Ks. He's looked really, really good since coming back off of Tommy John last season. Yes, his velo has been down just about 2 ticks, but his stuff has still looked good. Great movement. Still has that great changeup sinker combination with the curveball as well. So really love having him back for some of those longer outings, but also I think a really high leverage guy that will be important for the Yankees throughout the season. I think probably something that everybody will remember about this game, the top of the first, Aaron Judge robs a home run from Shohei Ohtani in dead center. Was an awesome play. Pops out of the glove. He grabs it with that big bear glove of a right hand. So, it wasn't the cleanest, but an awesome robbery. And then also in the bottom of the first, he ends up hitting a 2-run shot, brings home himself and Anthony Volpe. So that was ultimately a big difference maker in this game. This game goes to extra innings after both both bullpens were pretty strong, with Gleyber Torres hitting a game-winning sacrifice fly. He was slumping a little bit, but was able to make an impact in this game. Talking about the Angels, I thought Canning pitched pretty well. He went 5.1, only 2 earned, with both of those coming on the home run from Aaron Judge in the first with 4 Ks. Mike Trout goes 2 for 4. 2 blue hits, sort of able to get them into the game and sort of keep this lineup rolling for the Angels. But the Yankees were able to tie up the series here in this game 2 by a score of 3-2. And finally, we move on to the rubber match, which happened yesterday on Thursday afternoon. The Yankees take this game 9-3 and end up winning this series against the Angels. Talking first about the Yankees, Pablo Sandoval struggled early on in this game with a bunch of walks in the first inning. Hip Hip Jose comes through with a 3-run double in the first to get that scoring off and running for the Yankees. Nasty Nestor comes through again, continuing that top-of-the-line starting status for the Yankees. He went 6 strong with 3 runs, 7 Ks. His stuff was good, his locations, his pitch mix was also great. Did a good job of shutting down Shohei Ohtani and the other lefties within the lineup. Anthony Rizzo goes 3 for 3, continues to keep that average high and have great protection behind Aaron Judge. And DJ as well comes through with a 2-run double in the 7th. Talking about the Angels a little bit, again, Pablo Sandoval struggled. He only went 4 innings, 5 runs, all of which coming in the first with 6 walks, which, locationally, if you're not able to live in the zone, always going to have trouble, guys, always in good counts and ready to hit. The other major thing from this game for the Angels is their young catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, ended up hurting his shoulder swinging the bat midway through the game. Was a little bit of a scary scene. Sort of went down immediately after making contact with the ball. I don't even think he really realized the ball was in play. He sort of just collapsed immediately. And when he got to first base, reached safely, they ended up pinch running for him. But certainly a lot of pain on his face. So wishing for a quick recovery for him, especially after knowing that he grew up a Yankees fan. So got to take care of our own here. But in the end, the Yankees were able to take care of business, taking this game 9-3 and winning the rubber match of the series to continue their unbeaten series streak. Moving on to some key takeaways from this series. The first one, which I talked a little bit about here in Game 1, is Clarke Schmidt continues to struggle. And I think ultimately the back end of this rotation just needs a lot of help. It is great, Brito is putting together some solid outings, but I think that something that's hurting the Yankees right now is that Garrett Cole and Sevy, or Garrett Cole and Nestor, rather, are the only two that are giving the Yankees consistency and length. I think that they will need another arm at some point. Not sure exactly who it will be, if it'll be somebody coming up from the farm system. Came out yesterday that the Diamondbacks released Madison Bumgarner, so if anybody is on that train, I would, in theory, welcome that. I'm not sure exactly how it would all work. I think the Diamondbacks are eating all that contract, so it could be a low-risk move for the Yankees, bringing in an experienced and accomplished veteran, but I think Clarke needs to just get back to the lab. I think that the cutter was a great experiment, especially with lefties when you have that sink changeup, everything running away. Just having another pitch as well to go in addition to the curveball to play off of. But I think he just needs to get back to the lab and figure out his pitch mix. I keep messing that up, but I think it is really important for him to figure that out, because I think that he could be a good piece for the Yankees, and especially as people get healthy, I think that he could end up being a great long reliever and sort of take that role from Michael King, allow him to get back into more high leverage spots. But we'll see what ends up happening over his next couple of starts, as I imagine he will continue to get the opportunities. The next key takeaway to talk about, Nestor Cortes deals once again. He continues to prove his worth to this team and as a leader of this team as well. He's solidifying his number 2 status on pretty much any rotation in the MLB. When everybody's healthy, it's kind of wild that, he'll be slated in as either the 3 or the 4 guy. I mean, it's going to be tough, I imagine, when Rodon is healthy for him to sort of outduel him consistently. But ultimately, I think that it's important for him to continue this run that he is on. He's providing a lot of life to this Yankee team and a little bit of backup to Garrett Cole to help the Yankees get through these series. The next thing to talk about in terms of key takeaways, Gleyber Torres has been struggling a little bit over the second half of last series and into this series. Yes, he did come through and contribute with that sac fly in Game 2 for the game winner. I'm not super alarmed about this sort of rut that he's in at the moment. I think that part of this might play into the fact that he's hitting the 4 spot, as well as him playing DH. With having Oswald Peraza on the roster, he's been playing second base a lot, DJ at third with Josh Donaldson. But we'll talk a little bit about that here with our next takeaway, but not super worried about Gleyber. Again, he's hitting in that 4 spot. I think that Anthony Rizzo has been really great this season so far. So I think that he is good protection for Aaron Judge, but I just don't think that Gleyber Torres has that great of protection like he would sort of toward the bottom of the lineup. So looking for him to rebound in this next series and over the next few games. The last key takeaway we'll talk about is that Oswald Peraza might be here to stay and help the squad over the next couple of weeks. It came out that Josh Donaldson did do his rehab assignment and was returned from that rehab assignment, but I believe the way that it's sort of worded or the way that it plays out is that he isn't activated from the roster. It's just more that he has been returned from his rehab assignment. I believe it has something to do sort of with a clock in terms of when people are able to return, things like that. So I think ultimately that may lead to Josh Donaldson being down for a little bit longer than initially was anticipated. Some people might be happy about that. Definitely more opportunities for a lot of other guys in this lineup, whether it being Peraza sliding over to second. He can play short and give Volpe a day off with confidence. Obviously, we know that Oswaldo Cabrera can play in that spot as well. But we might see him a little more in the infield as well here in that spot. So just sort of an update for him on his injury. Again, we gave a little update on both Sevy and Rodon looking like early May, the more that we keep hearing about it. So we'll stay tuned on that. But those were the 4 main key takeaways from this series. And we'll move on to wrap up this video, talking about the next series coming up this weekend that wraps up the home series, or the homestand for the Yankees, rather, before they hit the road. The Yankees will have 3 games against the Toronto Blue Jays. So sort of another, I think only our second divisional matchup so far on the young season. The Blue Jays, again, have a very high, potent lineup. So it'll be interesting to see how we end up stacking up with them over the next 3 games. Again, hopefully winning the series and continuing on with our series record split. I highlighted it in the last video, but just to go over some of the pitching matchups again, we will have Alex Manoah and Gausman for 2 of the 3 games on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we'll have a Garrett Cole versus Manoah matchup, which should be a pretty electric time, even though Manoah has been struggling a little bit. I'll be at the game, which will be a ton of fun, so I'll take some pictures and videos for you guys to include in the next video wrapping up the Blue Jays series. And we will have Gausman versus Clark Schmidt, which, that might be a tough one, but we'll see. We have Domingo Germán going on Friday, so maybe if we're able to get some good length out of those 2 guys in the previous 2 games, we'll have a lot of bullpen to play with and put ourselves in a position to be able to sort of piece together this game. And if we win the first 2, then I think this definitely could be a spot to use some of our lower leverage guys. We've seen Hamilton come in and do a really good job, I think, as well. So we might see some different bullpen pieces in that game depending on how the first two go. But really excited for this series to see where we stack up, and definitely a great opportunity to take some games off a division opponent. Always really important when trying to win the division. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you thought and what were your key takeaways from this Yankees vs. Angels series. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. I appreciate all the support on the past few Yankees videos. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to drop a like, comment down below what you thought of the series overall, or what you're expecting for this Blue Jays series. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Looking forward to some more Yankees videos in the future. But for now, that's going to do it, guys. This has been your boy Frankie Bones, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out.